Всем привет.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, yes, hi. I'm Rudnev Andrei, Dima Taranenko. Let's begin. Let's begin the presentation. What we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how we tamed our digital beasts, digital pets rather, how we taught them to work in cages, in security. Dima, tell me, why is it so important? Yes, hi everyone. Why our presentation is so topical? Medicine is changing. Medicine is becoming digital. Why? The doctor should get an opportunity to reach to the patient through digital channels on a permanent basis, to monitor health, to do preventive medicine, to get profit as a result. Through data-driven solutions, he can make customer path better, and medicine went on from reaction to diseases to being proactive, prevention, prophylactics. Yes, excellent. Now let's talk about IT development of our gadgets. To begin with, all our gadgets live in our application, in our smart space where you can send our pictures, our parameters. I'll tell you later. Why do we call our devices pets? Pet smart tonometer. What is the difference? It's a Bluetooth-based device which transmits your parameters automatically to our application. Then Sergey Brunov very interestingly speaks through that tonometer, asking you to measure your blood pressure. Moreover, we added AI there to define the parameters through a mobile phone camera, and of course it can get to the doctor, who can see your parameters on a regular basis and take corrective measures. Then smart stethoscope looks like a small elephant, a big ear of an elephant, who can listen to your heart, to your lungs, and hear everything which is going on there without you going to a medical institution. It hears everything, understands it, and sends it to the doctor. Through AI, it detects all deviations in males, in children, in adults and children, in females, everyone. And then all information goes to the application and then to the doctor. And the closest to the pet is our giraffe. Smart health cameras, which works in 3 directions: ears, throat, and nose. Each time you go to the clinic, you go to a general practitioner. Why do I have to go to the clinic? You can measure your ears, your nose, your throat to the doctor and send it to the doctor and let him take a decision what kind of treatment you need. And if it's a complex case, then you can be sent to the doctor for him for additional diagnosis. What kind of devices do we have? A device for adults and a device for children. We use Wi-Fi technology. Here it has AI features. It helps us quickly disclose deviations and send high-quality data to the doctor. Because ears and throat and nose are dark, but artificial intelligence enables us to take pictures with appropriate light. How do we add these devices to our applications? We have mobile applications on two platforms, Android and iOS. What did we see? Permissions. All these devices are medical, and they need appropriate powers. You have to get a lot of permissions. The more permissions, the more attention, and we have to minimize all that for successful application and testing. We use either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. With Bluetooth, we had cases with that not all the phones support Bluetooth 1.0, 2.0, especially for Android. There are a lot of platforms, a lot of vendors, a lot of versions of the operating systems. There is no uniform approach like iOS. We spent a lot of time on covering all popular devices to run our gadgets, to connect our gadget.
Тоже интересное приключение. Дима чуть расскажет попозже.
SDK.
Даже на интеграциях возникали проблемы, потому что
even at the area of integration, we wrote them ourselves, we delivered them through our partners, and it's a complex approach. We have to pick up appropriate SDK, add them to the application. The application became larger, which reduced the speed of downloading. So we had to struggle with them, with vendors.
Bluetooth and
Wi-Fi approaches. So Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Smart camera means transmission of pictures and video. Pictures through Bluetooth may be possible, but video, no. Video requires Wi-Fi. As I said, stream video can be provided by Bluetooth 5.0 and higher. So Wi-Fi is better here. Access points, and it took some time. So what about AI? What did we do in AI? What do we have there now? First of all, it's, as I said, recognition of tonometer pictures. We have smart assistant through camera or through voice. It can recognize your parameters. You say 120 by 80, and he must recognize it, record it, and send it to the doctor. Or you can use your picture, take a picture by your smartphone camera and send the data on. With Giraffe, it's a more complex device. How did we tame the Giraffe? We focused on picture quality of Giraffe. When customer journey is make a picture of the your ear, upper part, lower part, you need an assistant. At each step, AI checks the quality in order to say, make it again with better quality, or go on to the next step, because if the quality is bad, the doctor wouldn't be able to diagnose and help you. Deviations, pathology detection. We have different models, and now we can see the black spots, whether it's malicious or non-malicious. Is it necessary to involve a doctor or not? It can be on local device or on server. Smart assistant, we use LLM model on the basis of GigaChat, and it can use your historical data. It can help you to interact with the doctor, and it facilitates customer journey. You can go to our application, tell GigaChat or Smart Assistant, well, ask him a question, saying, well, tell what is aching, where is the pain. He will tell you, send me such and such parameters, and go to the doctor if necessary. So what did we do to launch all that? This is a slide about pains that we faced. Wi-Fi, well-known technology. What did we see? Devices partially used in offices. We send it to the office. It has its SID as a point of access, and the point of access would be will not be supported. Why? Different seeds. The access points were suppressed. Inside seeds, we had a word Sber, and it was suppressed inside the company because in that enterprise it was prohibited. What else? SDK. We have to use the SDK, and there were a lot of errors in SDKs. What kind of errors? Lantern. You switch it off, it's switched on. You switch it on, it switches off. So there are a lot of errors in the signals. Then it works. Then the image turns 180 degrees. Why? I didn't do anything, but the image turns all of a sudden. We have to correct all those small mistakes, including different versions. In Giraffe, for instance, we had different versions of firmware, which didn't allow us to use previous correction in new versions. We had to take it into account. We worked with sensitivity of devices. Tonometer, when it is new, you have to calibrate it if you made an error, that it affects human health. We can provide doctor with the wrong data. Same with stethoscope. If there is a noise, what is the origin? Your heart or the network or the data channel? And of course, we have to simplify user actions. This is the journey of the customer to connect our health camera. To start taking videos and cameras, you have to go through all those steps. Disclose, find, seed, allow, get permission. We tried to simplify that journey, and we did it. The number of screens, we had 3, then now we have 2. What else? So we have tonometers and other devices. They have to be connected what can we see? What else can we see? Well, let's try to use our device as medicine in the pocket, when all the medicine is in your device, local device. We looked at the technologies around, and the technology is photoplethysmography, FPG, let me call it this way, FPG. It takes your pulse on your face and takes 16 parameters. How does it work? We need stream video, so when the heart is beating, you cannot fix it with your eyes, but sensitive devices can feel it on your face. It can see spectrums like health of your blood vessels, heart rate, blood pressure, all that. We have an application soon where we shall finalize it, and you don't need any medical devices, just look into the camera, take the parameters, and all that diverse data will go to the doctor. Now I give the floor to Dmitry. Let me tell you how he developed all those things. So I'm in charge of cybersecurity, and now, having heard Andrei and looking at IT side of the matter, let me tell you about cybersecurity point of view. At first, you are a traditional IS person, you know all the classical approaches, you are well trained, we have a lot of knowledge. And at the B point, you have to become a spaceman with all the new technologies, and you have to go through the customer journey yourself. Another interpretation, at first you sit down and look into the window, everything is black, you don't know what to do. It's point A, point B is you are lucky, you are in the right place, there is a lot of sun, there are a lot of landscapes, and you know what to do. Let's build a route, step one. If we don't know what to do, we need knowledge. We have to get knowledge somewhere. Let's go and see, are there any standards? Yes, they are. What about security? No security. Well, some security. There are standards in Russia, there are standards abroad, in Europe, in other countries. NIST, the whole framework, ISO, it's a guideline which can help you. You cannot apply it in practice, but in general, you can tune your mindset in the right place. You can think and understand the problem properly. Sometimes there are interesting sideways when you start looking who is doing what and find some movement unexpectedly in IoT. There are some steps. From 2013, people are protecting IoT. There are 4 streams: infrastructure, smart home, transport, and medicine. They call themselves cavalry. They believe, don't wait until someone is going to help you. We have to think ourselves. IoT should be secure from the very beginning. Unexpectedly, in our medical area, we have an analog of Hippocrates oath. It's an interesting idea for the integration of IoT teams. We have to include such an oath. Yes, in our review, we added it for the developers. Yes, maybe they will have some emotions in accordance with that, we don't know. So, we've got a certain basic setup, and then we needed something specific. What are we going to do in practice? We took AWASP. For IoT, we have it. All top 10 are available. The next few slides is my subjective interpretation. What does a WASP tell us? On top, the weak passwords. That's why we have huge botnets out of smart toothbrushes and wrong and insecure network connections. Device vendors do not think about secure protocols. No passwords, you can just connect and use
Далее. Небезопасный интерфейс экосистем. Это
insecure ecosystems. All IoT devices are connected somewhere, to mobile device, to a cloud server, which widens the attack surface and the perimeter that you have to think about. Lack of secure update mechanisms.
Очень интересный
подход. People have to think about it. Some devices will never be updated, but anyway, usage of obsolete components. There is a device, it has hardware, there is firmware there. The firmware came with the device. You send it to the user, and that's all. If something was found, will be found in that firmware, you can never fix it.
Про приватность. Само устройство
может что-то the device can store something, has sensitive data, logs, and you cannot rely on it. You have to check security. The data which the device collects and sends are processed in the mobile application at the server as well. And here you have to use secure protocols and secure processing and storage. Then the device is not managed in most cases. There is no mechanism to monitor telemetry, to react, to manage. There are no such tools. Insecure code by default. A user cannot install secure configuration. If it is by default tuned in an insecure way, the user will use that insecure way. Lack of physical protection. Obviously, IoT devices are not servers, are not even a mobile device. It is just something which stays anywhere and anyone can get access to it physically. All those risks have to be regarded once and keep all of them into account in front of your eyes to build security around them. Here I am going to show you 12 steps that I have and that we can use when connecting our new devices. We went through all those 12 steps and got a certain framework. Look at the scheme. We have a device. It has hardware, components, firmware, interaction protocols for mobile applications. The mobile application, which works on the mobile device, all the context is there. Marketplace, operating system, hardware components, and backend, where we pre-process data and can keep sensitive data. Let's start with hardware. What is important?
устройства имеют
All
порты управления,
devices
имеют
have
какую-то флеш-память, в которую
management
можно
ports and flash
подключиться, найти
memory,
в худе такого пентестера,
where
который
you can go,
занимается аппаратной частью, и
pretend to be a
подключиться, и
pen tester,
вычитать любой
and
сенситивный
read
конфиг, вычитать прошивки
any
и дальше
sensitive
провести их
config
анализ.
and
И, соответственно,
firmware
сама
and
прошивка.
analyze all that.
Устройство,
And the
прошивку
firmware.
можно найти, достать.
Firmware
Туда
can be
можно
found,
записать бэкдор,
downloaded. You can break in through a backdoor
Следующий уровень — это
and get access to the
каким
device.
способом
Next
IoT-устройство
level,
работает,
how
связывается
does
с
IoT
приложением.
device work?
В нашем
How
контексте
does it
мобильным
connect to
приложением.
the application? In our context,
Используется
it's the
радиоканал,
mobile app. It
RFID
uses a
используется
radio
для
channel.
таких
RFID is
IoT-устройств,
used
когда
for
необходимо
such IoT devices
считывание,
when
контроль
you
больших
need
потоков
to read
физических предметов.
huge
Bluetooth используется, когда
data flows.
это
Bluetooth
устройства,
is
все
used
health киты,
when
wellness
all
там,
health
инструменты,
kits,
фитнес-браслеты,
wellness tools, fitness bracelets,
весы и прочие штуки, которые близко к телу человека, они используют Bluetooth.
weights,
Чуть подальше, которые
everything
находятся в
close to
доме,
human body
используют
use
Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth.
И есть
Everything
еще
which is
дальнее
further
радио,
from a
это
human
когда
being but within your home they use
когда
Wi-Fi.
уже за пределами дома,
And
да, там в городской среде, там
out of
в
your
сельском
home
хозяйстве
in
такие
the
предметы, которым нужна связь на расстоянии
village,
километров,
in the
вот, используют
city,
радио дальнего действия. И это
when
наши поверхностные
there are
сети.
kilometers away, they
Далее,
use radio
устройства могут
channels.
работать в сети. Если они работают в
Devices can
сети,
work in the network. If so,
то нельзя тут думать, что
you
это
cannot
особо умные устройства,
think
что они
that
умеют
they are
702.1x.
too wise that
Нужно
they
заниматься их
support
сегментацией, нужно заниматься контролем
AO2X.
доступа,
You
нужно
have to segment
научиться
them,
их
you have to do access
идентифицировать.
control,
Также
you need
распространенный
to
протокол
identify
MQTT —
them.
это
MQTT
такой протокол обмена
protocol
сообщениями,
is
где
a
есть
data exchange protocol where you have
публикатор, есть брокер, есть
a
подписчик,
publisher, a
и
broker,
он
a
часто
subscriber,
используется в
and
IoT-сетях.
it is often used in
Иметь в
IoT
виду, что
networks.
в
You also have to take into
IoT-устройствах могут
account
быть
that
какие-то кастомные
IoT
протоколы.
devices
Например,
can
в
use
медицине
custom
для
protocols.
передачи
In
изображений
medicine, for
используется
example,
DCOM.
to send
И
images, they use
контекст в чем? Что
DCOM,
нельзя просто взять,
and you cannot just
заснифать,
take
Wireshark кому-то трафик и что там увидеть.
this traffic
Wireshark
and
ничего не
see
знает.
something
Здесь
there,
вам нужно
because
надевать худи
in that case you
пентестера
have to
сетей,
put on a
писать
hoodie
диссекторы,
of
практиковаться в ЛО, и
network
тогда вы сможете
contesters,
по
use
спецификации
dissectors,
разложить
and then you
в
can
этот
take
протокол и провести его анализ.
specifications
Также часто
and analyze
используются
the protocol.
сети с
Also,
нулевой конфигурацией
the
для того, чтобы устройства
network
быстро
with zero
включались, работали.
configuration are used
И
for the
здесь
device to be
важно
quickly
обеспечить
turned
сетевую
on and
безопасность
off.
на сетевых
It's
устройствах
necessary to
уровня
provide
выше
security of
думать об этом.
network devices. You have to
И
think about it.
следующий уровень — это
A next
атаки
level
на
is
саму экосистему. Здесь на самом деле
attacks
поверхность атаки еще
on the
больше. То есть
ecosystem. The
до этого
surface
мы
is
говорили о том,
even
что есть
larger there.
устройства, и
Before we
они
talked
все-таки
about
у
devices
пользователя, у
which
единичных
are
пользователей. И,
on
соответственно, наше приложение,
user premises,
которое
and our application,
интегрировано с устройствами,
which is
мобильное приложение,
integrated with
в нем
devices,
обязательно
a
будет
mobile
SDK, которое
app
мы
which
сами
has
написали или которое
SDK
нам
that we wrote
дистрибуционный
ourselves
поставщик,
or
нам нужно
which
его
the vendor
провести его
provided,
анализ,
and
чтобы
you can
убедиться, что
analyze, you have to
наше мобильное
analyze
устройство
it
не будет
to see that
отправлять
our
данные в
smart
Китай или в
device
какой-нибудь Тайвань.
will not send
Для
data
нас
to
это важно,
China
для
or
наших пользователей это
Taiwan.
тоже
It's
важно.
important for us and for our
И
users.
серверная инфраструктура,
And the server
вся сложная
infrastructure,
обработка данных,
all
трудозатратная, она
complex
действительно
data
с серверах,
processes
там
takes a lot of
набор
time and
сенситивных
effort. It's
данных, ну,
done
здесь
on
классическая
servers.
парадигма,
There are
на ней
sensitive
заострять
data
внимание не
there,
буду.
and the
Вот это
classical
12 шагов,
paradigm
которые
is
у
used
нас
there. I'm not going
получились.
to discuss
Такой
it. So these
тестер, он
are the
простой,
12 steps.
можете
This is a
использовать.
recipe, a simple one.
Сами
You can
мы
use it.
используем.
We ourselves
Немножко остановлюсь
use it as
детально
well.
на некоторых шагах.
Let me go into
Как
detail
анализировать прошивку?
for
В
some
целом нужно
steps. How to
разобраться, что там
analyze
на
the
вашем устройстве
firmware.
есть.
You
Это
have
может
to
быть
see what
только прошивка,
is
может
there
быть
on your
еще
device.
добавлена какая-то операционная
Firmware
система,
only or an
кастомная,
operating
и
system as well.
это тоже тогда в скопе
Customized
анализа. Но
operating system,
мы
then it's
анализируем
part
только
of it
прошивку.
should be part of your
Чтобы
analysis. But
начать
we shall
анализировать
analyze
прошивку, нужно, во-первых, ее
firmware
достать.
only.
Здесь
To
я вот
begin with, you have to
прикидывал
get it.
набор всех
This
примеров. Они как
is
раз по ранжированию
a
от
set
легких
of
до сложных.
examples from easy to difficult ones. You cannot just take the firmware and get it as simple as that. Yes, the vendor will share it. Sometimes the firmware can be open. Sometimes the vendor doesn't even know that you are going to
If you
do
don't
that.
have an official pathway to get your hands on firmware, you need different tools. You can Google Dorket, you can look up S3 buckets by the vendor's name. Sometimes firmware is available there. If it comes with a mobile SDK, do static on it, look for where it calls to, where it pings, you might find something there. You can man in the middle and upgrade and dump the firmware, and then you have the most hardcore options. Hardware hacking, if you have the skills, access the ports, solder yourself onto the board, use Arduino, dump the flash memory to get your firmware. And then you have to do something with it. Decompose the binary and look closely at it. What's already in there? There can be hard-coded passwords, secrets, different configurations. Then emulate it and run it for dynamic tests as well to detect additional vectors. Monitor for radio comms. First, Bluetooth. You need an injection-capable board. You'll have to check the services, their parameters, try different injections, abuse authentication, pose as a different device. The same goes for Wi-Fi. Has to be checked. We all know 802.11, commonplace Wi-Fi, but IoT devices often use direct Wi-Fi. It's a separate standard, but it's pretty common. It can be attacked as well. It's vulnerable to deauthentication, different twins, and SSH spoofing. Again, put on your network pen tester hat and a Wi-Fi card that can do injections. Just sniffing and traffic analysis is not enough. Now, there are different mobile standards. It's all lit up now. OWASP gives some triviality. It's very helpful and it makes us happy. Apart from standards, there is this hot checklist for mobile to help you ensure security of your mobile app. Test it and safeguard it. Server side, we rely on OWASP. We have top 10 from 2021. But there's going to be a new top 10 this year. It's a hallmark, a landmark for us. So we are looking forward to it. Cybersecurity is over from me now, so back to Andrei to tell you about our plans. Yeah, the forward-looking part of our presentation. What we're doing, what we're aiming for, and what's our vision. Before we get off from this, one of the previous presenters spoke about adult gadgets. Is this helpful? Detecting other things helpful? Well, you have to be careful with handling adult devices. Okay, so what's our end game? We have smart fridges, smart kettles, smart lamps, but there aren't that many devices that help us take care of our health or do prevention. We're trying to build an ecosystem of real-time operated devices that track and improve your health. Let's say you come up to a mirror, you use GigaDoc that takes a snapshot of your current state, can send it to a doctor right away. Or we can use test strips to do assays or tests for blood or urine without ever going to a clinic or to a lab. It's all transmitted online in the comfort of your home. Then you have digital assistants that enable you to respond faster and mitigate critical cases. They can be used for recommendations or setting up new devices, all brought together into one app. Between the two invasive and non-invasive devices, we always try and make it non-invasive, less harm, less inconvenience. Glucose meters require a puncture, but there are already non-invasive techniques, just like GigaDoc. In closing, let me give you a few takeaways. Dmitry. Yes, in closing, we've retreaded our journey in the IT hat and the security hat, and it's important to recognize that you have to dive deep for any new device. You'll have to get very technical to integrate anything into your ecosystem. As security professionals, you have to focus on this. You need to be on the same level of depth as IT developers. You cannot ride high as a cowboy and be superfluous. Conventional approaches will not get you there to become a cosmonaut and ensure top-notch security. Yes, yes. We had that meme, cowboy and cosmonaut. Everybody wants to aspire higher, up into space, building a hub, non-invasive devices. By hub, we mean integrating these devices into an ecosystem like a smart home, so that you'd have medical devices on hand at all times, in your pocket, wherever you go. Get medical advice from live doctors or from LLMs, because they are really good at predicting when you'll catch a cold, for example. You can enrich it with environment data, bad weather, an epidemic. This can improve the accuracy of predictions, and it can be used to issue a recommendation, take some vitamins. Maybe it's COVID season. Devices will help us make better predictions, which will inform better proactive responses. This will improve the overall epidemiological situation and your personal risks and state. As for smart homes and FPG, the shift is that we used to tape over our cameras to prevent surveillance from the Big Brother. Now we'll be relying on cameras to monitor our health and to help us. Here is a link to our Telegram channel. You subscribe, there is much more on the topic. That's it. Over to your questions. Thank you.
Скажите, пожалуйста, вот если мы устройство изолируем в другом сети, вот атаки по VLAN-хоппингу, насколько
So
они...
if you isolate a device in a separate network, is it still vulnerable to VLAN hopping attack? It's a well-known threat on the network level. This has to do with IoT more.
Их часто
And,
называют умными, как о не особо умных устройствах. И реализовать
You have to consider your smart devices to be not as smart.
на устройствах вот
You
на
have
коммутаторах.
to prevent this on device and on switches.
Насколько это вероятно? Это что-то элементарное
So,
делается или это требуется, чтобы совпало
is it
многое?
achieved easily, or you need a perfect storm?
Хоппинг, он высоковероятен?
VLAN
Или это
hopping.
что-то
Is it a high probability?
Не, VLAN-хоппинг — это распространенная
VLAN
атака, но
hopping
она именно на L2,
is a common
там,
attack,
где, еще,
but it's
там, где нет еще IP-адресов.
on the level
где
of
вот,
L2.
коммутатор
It's before
определяет,
IP addresses come into
как
play.
направлять, в
That's
какой
where
по именно
the
тегам. И
switch
вот, есть,
uses tags
способы абьюза этих
to route
тегировок,
the
да, то
packages.
есть,
You can
когда
abuse
можно
the tags,
обмануть коммутатор, и он
pull the
пакеты
switch,
перешлет в другой VLAN.
and the packets will go to a wrong VLAN.
Еще вопросы?
Any more questions?
Так, есть еще вопросы.
All right. Are there any more questions?
Тогда у меня есть вопрос. Мне вот
I have a
коллеги
question.
передали вопрос с
I was
онлайн-трансляции.
asked a question from our online stream.
Собирать, анализировать данные
There is a medical device that collects and analyzes data, sends them to the doctor, who is then responsible or liable for a wrong diagnosis. Algorithm developer, patient, and doctor. The responsibility and liability rests with the doctor. Any recommendations are issued by doctors. As a company, our mission is to make sure that the data that we provide the doctors with are reliable, high quality, and actionable.
качественном виде, без потерь, и опять же
So
помогаем искусственному
we prevent
интеллекту
data losses,
какие-то отклонения
we
в
supplement
результатах
doctors with AI,
и лишь
and
врач
we screen
принимает
data
окончательное решение,
to improve
что
quality.
делать и какое
But then again,
лечение проводить.
there is a doctor in the chain, and they make the ultimate decision.
Спасибо. Я, наверное, еще от себя тогда задам.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask my personal question as well, to follow up on the previous one. When there is a doctor who makes a diagnosis, communicates it to the patient, do you double-check it, accept it, or you just
Если
send it
случайно
directly to the
переписывают,
patient?
то врач не может поставить
In telehealth,
удаленно, поэтому это запрещено
the
законом.
diagnosis
Мы можем
cannot
дать
be
рекомендации,
rendered
и в самых
remotely.
случаях, когда
It's prohibited by law.
очный прием, мы навигируем
We can issue recommendations, and if the state is severe, we refer people to clinics to have an in-person examination or a precise and valid diagnosis, as well as treatment. That's the procedure for now.
Похлопаем ребятам.
Great, thank you. Let's give a round of applause to our colleagues.
Ну, у нас был единственный вопрос, поэтому
Well,
за
we
лучший
had
вопрос
just one question
смерть
in the room,
и
so
подарок от организаторов.
please
У нас
come up
книга
to
по
get
SRE,
the
это
book
максимально далеко
and
от VLAN
some merch.
но в той же модели оси, так что
It's a book on SRE.
поможет тебе
It's far removed from VLAN hopping, but it's a similar approach. We have two more merch items. If you have engaging questions, we are here.
Давайте, друзья, не стесняемся.
Don't be shy.
Это очень важная тема.
Health is very important.
Что она беспокоила или будет беспокоить однажды.
You cannot bypass it. It'll catch up with you sooner or later.
Возможно, есть какие-то
Maybe there are any medical gadgets that are not smart as of today, but they could be in the future. Anything that you have in mind at the company now? That's a tricky question. Healthcare is heavily regulated. So there is your vision and imagination on the one hand, but on the other, there are regulations by the Ministry of Health. Taking a read based on your face through video feed is very innovative. It's been tested currently, and it hasn't been recognized as a medical technique. And then, any diagnosis can be issued by using medical devices only, certified medical devices. Thank you very much. So, we'll have a small box with medical devices to carry around, maybe just a few probes to check your temperature and blood pressure for doctors to check and make us healthy and happy. Thank you.